Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Graphic Word Podcast, here to connect nerd culture to faith and leveling up our lives as we go about it. Thanks for tuning in, and here's what we have in store for you today. Talking with God, Shaman King and David. Imagine you could have someone that you are able to just chat with at any point in time. Some of you may already have an image of a friend, or you are reflecting on your last chill time with them. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome, and we all need friends that can connect with us like that. However, that can only happen if that person is there or available. What I'm talking about is a connection that cannot be severed by distance, signal, or availability. I'm talking about the connection with you and God. My favorite example of this connection is Yo and a Midamaru from Shaman King. Yo is a high schooler who is able to connect with spirits, and he makes a connection with a Midamaru to get stronger, to become the Shaman King. What makes these two stand out is their connection between each other. Yo does not treat this spirit like it is something that can be ignored. There is a friendship, a bond there that he connects with Amidamaru in sincerity. Whenever they face different opponents, they are communicating the whole way through it and working together. It's such a cool dynamic. David reminds me a lot of Yo in this case. When it comes to making big decisions or looking for advice on the next step of a military strategy, David always looks to consult God on what he should do. Take, for example, 1 Samuel 23, verses 1 to 12. You get to see this back and forth conversation between David and God on when to fight and when to run. Then in 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 1, David consults with God if it's the right time for him to come back to Israel after the fall of King Saul. For David, God is not just some being to get advice from. God is his defense, his strength, his guide, his everything. Have a look at Psalm 23, and you'll see that David is closely tied with God because he has experienced that God is with him always. Even when David messes up royally, pun intended, he wants to make things right with God, which is reflected in Psalm 51. Paul in Romans 8, verses 38 to 39, simply states that there is nothing that can separate us from God's love. Now, that's commitment and investment. That's the kind of connection I want that even surpasses Yo and Amidamaru. How are you connecting with God like he is your Amidamaru, sharing in life and leaning on him with constant communication? How can you start that habit to invest in your relationship with God? Are you willing to trust that he has you and wants only the best for you in all that you face? Take the leap. Talk with him, even if it might feel awkward at first. Trust me, it gets better the more you do it. Hey there. If you are a fan of the content that's been brought to you in this episode, you'll definitely want to check out our social media connections. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Just go to @GW Nerds and you'll be able to find all the stuff that we've been doing lately and all the fun stuff that we get to be a part of. But if you want an even deeper dive, you should join our Discord community. And you can do that by going to discord.io/GW Nerds Unite and be a part of what we're doing. Interact with us, chat with us on live for our video game nights, for our Bible study nights, or even just to connect with fellow gamers, nerds, and what interests you. And if we want to take it even a step further, if you've got some ideas of, what would be cool topics to bring up down the road, or have some questions on how your nerdom might connect to faith, we'd love to have your input there on our Discord channel too, to be able to create the content for you guys, because this is what we're here for, to invest in nerds, to grow and level up together, but being able to grow in our faith and level up too. So Thank you again for listening. Hope you are having a wonderful day.